The Witch's Bedtime Tale. The fascination of the eerie, weird, blood-chilling tales told by old Nancy, Witch of Salem, and Satan, her wise black cat. They are waiting for you now.
117 I be today. Yes, sir. 117-year-old. Well, Satan. If these folks would just douse out their lights, we'll spin another little bedtime stories to ruin their night's rest. That's right. Nice and dark and cheerful now. Draw up to the fire and gaze into the embers. Gaze into them deep, and soon you'll see an island in the center of a lake in Michigan. Not so long ago, the Red Indians owned that land out there and worshipped the spirits of its waters and its skies. And they're what we're going to hear about tonight. The spirits of the lake. The spirits of the lake.
Did those filthy Indians intend to keep that racket going all night?
Surely their chanting doesn't annoy you, dear. I was just thinking how weirdly beautiful it sounded coming across the waters.
Beautiful.
Oh, I'm sorry you don't like it. You will hear it every evening while the new moon casts its reflection on the lake.
That's a pleasant prospect.
You're terribly bored here, aren't you?
Naturally, I'm bored. I'm not accustomed to living in the wilderness where I can see no one but stupid savages all day. Now you tell me I'll have to listen to them all night.
That's the reason I purchased this island so close to the Indian reservation. I thought you would find their customs interesting and picturesque.
Yeah.
Roger, why don't you take a trip east, then come back to me when you're over your restlessness?
Well, that's a fine idea that would be. Our friends would crucify me for leaving you alone.
Is that the only reason you stay here with me? You do love me, don't you?
Husbands are supposed to love their wives. I'm in no mood for romance this evening.
I don't suppose an invalid can expect her husband to be in the mood for romance ever. But I won't be an invalid much longer, dear. I'm getting better every day. It's really very seldom I cough anymore like that. But in a little while, I'll be completely well, and we can return to New York together or travel in Europe. Anything you want to do. Oh, I mean to give you such a good time, to make up for the dreary months you've spent out here because of me.
Thanks for reminding me that to have a good time, I'm dependent on your money.
I didn't mean that. You know I didn't mean that.
All right, let's not talk anymore of you and me.
No, we don't seem able to talk of you and me.
God, if I have to listen to that savage caterwauling much longer, I'll go stark raving mad.
Perhaps if you know the reason for the chanting, it might interest you a little. 2 horses told me all about it this afternoon. You know he's the old Indian that comes and visits our housekeeper. She's his cousin, I think, and Roger, it's the funniest thing, but they call me the White Goose.
And what about the chanting?
Oh, yes. Well, it's a ceremony the tribes hold each year at this time to appease the spirits of the lake. The Neba Norwegs, they call them. This is a holy lake to the Indians, you know. They say that if anyone affronts it or harms its friends, the lake spirits takes terrible vengeance. 2 horses spoke so convincingly that I made a peace offering to the lake.
Peace offering? What do you mean?
I cast a bouquet of flowers and said a prayer 2 horses taught me.
God, no wonder they call you Wild Goose. Another month in this wilderness and you'd be going about clothed in a blanket.
Roger?
Oh, I'm going out. I'll paddle around in the canoe and work my nerves off. Norma can sit with you. You'll enjoy her Indian grunting more than my conversation anyway.
Roger, why not take me with you in the canoe? We haven't been together on the lake in over a week.
Some other time now. Don't wait up for me. I may be late.
Roger, wait.
Well?
You're not going to the Johnsons' farm again.
What do you mean again?
Oh, I know it's quite all right, dear, but there's been some talk of you and that girl out there.
Oh, there has, eh? I'm having an affair with Hilda Johansson, I suppose.
No, dear, no.
No, so that's not what you have in mind. It isn't bad enough I have to be cooped up with you among these dirty Indians. But now, I mustn't even look at a decent-looking white woman.
Roger.
Oh, how I hate you all. This beastly island, these filthy savages. Filthy savages, this slimy lake. Oh, how I hate it.
Don't.
Oh, I didn't say I hated you. I'll see you later. Good night.
Poor white girl.
My husband. It doesn't mean anything when he speaks angry to me. He's really a very good man underneath.
He better be good if he goes out on lake.
What do you mean?
You give flower to lake. You say Indian prayer. Neba Norwegs, now your friend. If your man not good to you, Neba Norwegs punish. Neba Norwegs punish hard.
Hilda, I'm mad. Insane about you. Why do you hold me off like this?
Because you haven't any right to be insane about me. You're a married man.
Oh, we're not children. You know I don't care about my wife. Besides, it's just a question of time before she... well...
Before she dies, you mean?
Yes. She thinks she's getting better. Doctors don't tell her what they tell me. You know, when I'm free, I will marry you. I swear I will. I can't wait for you till then. I've got to have you, Hilda. I've got to.
Let me go. You will only have me as your wife. I've told you that before.
Well, if you really mean it, why don't you stop making a fool of me? Why don't you stop meeting me here by the lake every night? Playing with me like a cat does with a mouse.
Because I hope you will not always be a mouse, but a man that takes what he wants.
What do you mean?
Simply that if you're so mad about me as you say, you'll not let a woman that you hate stand between us any longer.
What can I do? Divorce is out of the question.
Of course, her money would be taken from you.
Oh, I'm not thinking only of money.
I'm not thinking only of divorce.
What are you thinking of?
Of how mistaken doctors are sometimes. Your wife might live for years, unless an accident should happen.
An accident?
On this lake, for instance. It's very deep, and there are sharp rocks near the surface that could rip a canoe to pieces. You might be paddling with her in the moonlight, not knowing those rocks were near. You've told me your wife don't swim. She might drown before you could save her.
You're suggesting...
I'm only talking, but if such an accident should happen, you'd inherit all her money and have me for your wife.
No, I won't. No, I couldn't.
You are a mouse, not a man. I'm going.
No, Hilda, wait. Hilda, don't leave me.
I'm leaving you for good.
Hilda.
Oh, listen, you fool. I'm not satisfied being the daughter of a Swedish farmer. I want money. I want to live in a swell house like your wife has built in the middle of this lake. I want to be a lady and swell it over people who despise me now because I'm poor. All my life I've dreamed of that, and I'm gonna have it 'cause I've got looks and youth and brains. If you don't give me what I want, then somebody else will. If you say I've played with you, then I play no more. Goodbye.
No, no, no. Don't say that. Come back. Hilda. Hilda, I can't lose you. I'm mad about you.
Well?
As you say, an accident might happen.
Accidents are common.
You will marry me if my wife dies?
I will marry you when your wife is dead.
It's wonderful to be in the canoe with you again. It's been so long since we've been on the lake together. I feel like we're on a second honeymoon. Aren't you enjoying it too, dear?
Yes, yes.
Oh, the world has never seemed so lovely as it does tonight. Isn't that distant chanting restful? You haven't complained about it this evening, so it must make you feel as I do. It sounds like what it really is, a prayer for the dying.
Is that what they're singing? A death song?
Yes, this is Indian summer, the moon of falling leaves, of dying things.
Moon of falling leaves. Of dying things.
Dear, why you're frightfully nervous tonight. Your hands are shaking as they work the paddles.
I'm all right.
No, you're not. You are so unhappy here. We will only come back for a day a year so that I can renew my offerings to the spirits of the lake. I've taken the native belief quite seriously that I'm under their protection, according to Norma and Two Horses. Oh dear. Oh, be careful where you guide us. We are close to the sharp rocks the Indians call the Spirits Challenge. They say the road to the villages of the happy dead lead over such rocks as that. Rocks with a knife-like edge on which only the good can keep their footing. The bad fall into an abyss of eternal torment.
Stop talking that savage rot.
Dear.
I'm not afraid of spirits. They can't hurt me. And they will say it was an accident.
Roger, you're mad.
An accident. That's what they'll say. An accident.
You were making for those rocks perfectly.
An accident.
You mean to drown me? Roger, don't. Turn back. Turn back. We're going to... Ah! Roger, save me.
An accident.
I'm sinking. Roger, come back. Oh God, I pray. Spirits of the lake, punish. Punish.
Smithfield Crossing. Only a few miles now.
Anyone would think something was going to happen to you on the island the way you're whining about going back there.
Oh, I don't want to go back there, Hilda. If you were anything more than a human cake of ice, you'd understand my feelings about the place.
What a durable conscience you have. After 2 long years, the accidental death of your wife bothers you as much as ever.
Hilda, for God's sakes, don't talk like that.
Don't worry. I hardly think anyone is listening outside our stateroom door. You fooled the law for so long, they're not apt to get wise to you now.
Oh, won't you ever let me forget? It was all your fault anyway. You planned it. You drove me to it.
I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't even there. In fact, I know nothing about it.
Oh, God.
Snap out of this and get our bags together for the porter. If my folks are waiting at the station to meet us, I don't want them seeing you looking like a frightened cur.
Couldn't we stay with your family while we're here, instead of on the island?
Live in that dinky farmhouse when I can swell it over the neighbors in that big house on the island? I guess not.
But Hilda, I told you I'd buy you a nicer place somewhere else. Hilda, I'll buy you anything you want, but don't make me go back there.
You could buy me the most expensive mansion on Park Avenue, and it wouldn't give me the kick of living on that island, owning that big house there, swelling it over the people who knew me when I was poor. You've kept it from me for 2 years, but now I'm going to have it.
You don't understand.
Oh, yes I do. There isn't just conscience that troubles you. You're afraid of the place, afraid of an Indian superstition.
No.
Yes, you are! Your wife made you believe that there were spirits in that lake. Some sort of Indian goblins who'd make you pay for what you did to her. You said she called upon them as she sank beneath the water.
Yes. With her last breath, she called on them to...
Yeesh.
I'll go with you, Hilda. Just let's not talk about it anymore.
All right, well, come on in. If my family is waiting here, they can drive us to Two Horses Place, and he can row us to the island.
Coming back during Indian summer. The moon of falling leaves.
What about it?
It's time to do the rest.
Who's there?
Porter, ma'am. We've come to your station.
We're ready. Open the door and help him get the bags.
The moon of falling leaves. The time of dead things.
The house looks simply great, Norma. You'd never know it had been vacant for 2 years the way you've kept it. I've been over every inch, Roger, and it's spotless. This squaw is worth a raise in wages. You'll like me for a boss, old woman.
Norma, your people are singing their prayer to the spirits of the lake.
It's for the moon of falling leaves.
Yes, I know. And of dying things.
Me go now.
Run along. Two Horses is waiting in the rowboat. Mind you bring back everything I'm sending you for, too.
Norma, wait a minute. Is the canoe in good shape? If we wanted to leave the island...
What do you mean, if we want to leave the island?
The canoe all right.
Go on, get out.
Me go.
Haven't you any sense at all? The way you've acted since we've landed here, even though stupid Indians know you're scared to death of this place. You want them to suspect the reason why?
I think they've always suspected. Now we're alone here, you and me.
And what of it? Let's get out of this kitchen. You'd best lay down a while. See if you can pull yourself together.
I'll try. Wait till I put down the window. I can't stand the noise of those drums and chanting.
Well, I'm not crazy about it myself. Looks like a storm is blowing up. Come into the living room. I forgot. That's where they brought her when they found her in the lake.
Yes. They laid her on the divan in there. I had to go in and look at her. Hilda, you think I'm mad to think that there are spirits in those waters, as the Indians say. Spirits who love Bernice, and would punish those to hurt her. There was something queer about the way they brought her from the lake.
What do you mean?
It was as though the lake had taken care of her.
Taking care of her?
Yes. You know the slime that coats the surface in the month of falling leaves? Green, filthy slime that rises from the bottom and covers all it touches. Bernice's clothes were sodden. Leaves were entangled in her matted hair. The ugly slime had never touched her. The lake had not defiled the one who loved it.
What a booby you are. Your mind is so filled with crazy notions about the place, you're only a step above a lunatic. Now that you're here and can see for yourself there is nothing to be afraid of, you may come to your senses. Come on, we're going in that living room.
You might be right. There can't be anything to be afraid of.
Why, of course there isn't. Come on.
Hilda, wait!
What's the matter?
I thought I heard a cough.
A cough?
Yes. There it is again.
There's someone in that room. Now who's...
No, don't open that door.
What's the matter with you? You're white as a sheet.
Hilda, that's the way she used to cough.
You're crazy. It's probably Norma. She's come in through the other door.
No, look out the window. Norma's with 2 horses in the middle of the lake.
That's funny. I don't see how anyone else can be in the house. I inspected every room.
It's the cough again.
I'll soon find out who's doing it. Get out of my way, you coward! I thought so. The room is empty. It's from the next room.
Don't leave me, Hilda.
No, this room is empty too.
Oh, thank God.
Funny we both should hear that cough. You've talked so much, you've got me imagining things.
Yeah, maybe we imagined it.
It's going to rain. You feel how damp it's grown suddenly?
Very damp suddenly.
Where did that come from?
What?
A moment ago, this room was clean as a pin.
What? What do you see?
Look there on my rug. A path of, it's slime.
Green slime. From the bottom of the lake.
That squaw didn't clean this.
No, it wasn't there a minute ago. It wasn't there a minute ago. You said it yourself.
I must have overlooked it.
Hilda, look, there's more.
That spot wasn't there before. And there's another patch on the duvet.
Slime. Green slime from the bottom of the lake. Hilda, the spot of the divan's growing larger.
It is? What's causing it?
The divan is where they laid her.
Oh, stop that. There's a natural explanation for this, and we've got to find it.
Patch of slime fell in my hand.
From where?
I don't know, it's crawling all around it. The spot on the divan.
It's still growing.
There's water soaked all over. It's from the day she laid there.
She's dead and buried. It's from something else.
That cough again. She's here, though we can't see her.
No, I won't believe that.
Water's oozing from the walls and slime. Slime, green slime.
Water is coming from the plumbing, from rain, something natural.
No, it's from the lake. The lake is going to punish us. I knew it would if we came back.
I had nothing to do with it. It was you who killed her.
It was you who made me. The couch. On the couch.
A woman's body.
Hers. As I saw it when they brought it in.
Let me out of here! Let me out!
Yes, run!
To the canoe! Get me off this island!
This way. Oh God, but if we leave the land, the lake will get us.
It has nothing against me. I didn't do anything. No slime fell on me. It's dripping from the tree.
It's falling all around us. It's falling on both of us. You as well as me. Slime, ugly slime from the bottom of the lake.
The canoe at last. Shove off!
No, that's what it wants. To get me on the water.
Quick, don't stand here.
I won't go on that lake.
Look behind you!
Bernice, the woman that we killed.
Shove off! Get away! She's coming towards us!
Yes. Her cold arms are reaching out for me.
Paddle!
Yes.
She's reached the water's edge.
With her hair all matted, the slime that covers us has not defiled her.
Get me away! Use all your strength! Paddle!
The paddle. It snapped in two. It was eaten by worms. Worms from the lake.
Now we're drifting. No, we're going too fast.
Something's pulling us from the water, something we can't see.
We're going towards the rocks.
Yes, the spirit's challenge. The road to death leads over the rocks like she told me. Only the good can keep their footing on them. The bad fell off into eternal torment.
I'm not going to be smashed against them. I'm going to swim.
You can't save yourself. She bathed the lake to punish us. It won't just let us go.
Help! Something is dragging me down. Help!
Spirits of the lake. Neba Norweg.
Help!
The rocks. The road to death. Eternal torment. I feel cold hands pulling me down to the slime at the bottom. Bernice, you prayed the lake to punish. Slime. The slime that's spared will recover me forevermore.
Well, Satan, the moral of this story is crime don't pay. Especially if you live around an Indian lake. For if the law don't get you, then the spirits will. Come see me next time. I have a birthday, and we'll have another pretty yarn to spin ye.
Tonight's episode, Spirits of the Lake, written by Alonzo Dean Cole. Tonight's episode stars Sheena MacDonald, Amber Moeller, Graham King. Inspired by The Witch's Tale by Alonzo Dean Cole. Copyright 2016, Kevin Rimney Productions.